Hello, my name's Lesley Atherton and this is my extra short piece of writing called Attack on the Village. Slowly they progressed, and as stealthily as such bulky creatures were able, many walking easily on two legs. Following recent and unexplained developments, the species was now divided between the biped leaders and the quadruped followers. It was amazing how quickly the change had happened. Few humans had wanted to acknowledge this revolution, not evolution, in this lower species. The few who did, those who knew what had been happening, lived in fear of its consequences. The group were approaching the village now and were scanning the wooden huts in which the human inhabitants survived. This wasn't a planet of extreme temperatures, of regular natural disasters and of war, pestilence or hunger. But neither was it a planet of peace. The group weren't concerned. Of course, the humans would find some means of defence, but they wouldn't be prepared properly. They wouldn't be ready for them. The group counted on that. They arrived at the village entrance where men, women and children stared out unknowingly and innocently at the sight of their visitors. Their visitors, those legions of ape-like creatures, dark, heavily odorous and sharp-toothed, stood and crouched, waiting for instructions from their leaders, while the human families watched, ignorant of the dangers ahead. It took mere minutes for the attack command to mobilise the group, and for the village to be destroyed. The huts were ransacked and burnt, the men taken prisoner, and women and children trodden into the ground, assumed dead. The villagers owned nothing of any worth to the group, other than their humanity. But the group had no intention of theft. This wasn't ransacking, this was mercy-killing. On this slow and primitive planet, the tribes and villages did not communicate. All were self-sufficient, and happily so. News of the groups had spread only as folk tales between villages. That was the humans' downfall, their disbelief and lack of society. Shrewdly, the group capitalised on it, and this village, the same as many others, was soon gone. Property destroyed and humanity eradicated or taken prisoner. Or that was what the group commander assumed as he led his army, dragging half a dozen semi-conscious humans behind them. They were strong and they travelled far, all the way to the great rocks where the group slept. Amongst the bodies on the ground of the village, somebody was stirring. A living man had been disregarded in the group's quest for speed. Bruised but alive, he stirred. His usually passive species needed a leader, someone who could fight the group and make the villages safe. It wouldn't be him. He lay face down for a little longer and thought a little before getting up from the muddy ground. Without even surveying the damage or checking for others wounded yet still living, he began to walk away.